Hi, I'm Douglas Jones, and this is my presentation for Project B of Manufacturing Systems Modeling. The first task for this project was the special needs patients. To label them, I used an assign block near the creation of the patient entities that assigns an attribute to them, which tells the program whether they're special needs or not. I'll quickly show you what that looks like. In here, we have a discrete probability of 90% being a non special needs patient, and then the last 10% being a special needs patient. How this works with the process block queues is that I changed the type of the queues to be highest attribute value, and they look at the special needs attribute. So only the special needs patients are looked at first. Finally, there's that last assign module, which just assigns different pictures to them so we can see them in the animation. Next was the emergency hospital visit. So here is the medical consultation station process part. There is a decision block with a 2% chance, and if that is succeeded, then it goes to this leave block. In the leave block, there is a delay of 2.5 minutes for how long it takes to get the patient in the ambulance. It requests the ambulance from the hospital, as there is the resource of the ambulance being used. And then at this arrive block, there is another delay of 2.5 minutes, and it tells the ambulance that it's now free to pick up another patient if needed. This ambulance was initialized in this transporter table, where you could add its speed as well as the distance it needs to travel. Next were the angry patients. So in this one, if a patient sees that there are 15 patients in the clinic already, they'll get angry and leave. How I did that was I initialized a variable called patients in clinic to keep track of how many patients are still in the clinic. That variable is counted up every time a patient enters the clinic and subtracted every time a patient leaves the clinic. If the variable is found to be higher than 15, then the patient becomes an angry patient and immediately leaves. The final task was to add the extra X-ray nurses. To do this, I made a set of X-ray nurses resources, one good nurse and two bad nurses. Then I made an expression table, which just lists the efficiencies of each nurse. And then in the process block of the X-ray module itself, I set the resources to use the set of X-ray nurses, and then the time delay to be the original time times by its associated efficiency. Finally, the animation, I added 3 nurses to the X-ray room rather than just the one like it was before, and I added a graphic to show the ambulance traveling between the hospital and clinic. I'll show you what that looks like. Yep, and we will run it. It's at a pretty fast speed, so we can get to that 2% as quickly as possible. First run, there were no patients that need to go to the hospital. Hopefully in the second. There you go. There's the ambulance heading to the clinic and heading back. And then it's parked in front of the hospital. As for what I think of the content of this course, I think it's quite relevant, especially to me, a mechatronics and manufacturing engineer. It's obviously quite useful to simulate the environment of a manufacturing factory situation and being able to estimate the time taken to complete various things is very useful. I can't say I've used it for other subjects, but I'm sure I'll use it in my future employment. And thank you so much for listening to my presentation.